From outer space to San Antonio. Splash! Go Spurs, go! And that is nothing but net.
You know, Rudy, I think that a little alien that introduced the show right now probably was Wemby, because Wemby hit a deep shot, and that alien hit a deep shot. So I'm pretty sure that was Wemby who joined Spurs in Focus. Hey, he called him the alien, right? Hello, everybody. What is going on? Welcome to a live edition of Spurs in Focus right here on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon Podcast. The list goes on and on. Go subscribe right now. Don't forget the Substack. Yes, Spurs in Focus Substack, completely free. Sign up. You be part of the crew. He is Mr. Rudy Campos. Follow on X at The Sports Answer. He is with The Sports Answer. I am Jeff Garcia, longtime Spurs writer in San Antonio. Follow me on X at Jeff G. Spurzo. You want to do that right now? We thank you for making Spurs in Focus your first and only spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. Ignore the rest. You want to come to the best right here on Spurs in Focus. What are we talking about today? Well, we're going to react live to the Spurs' massive win in G4, Game 4, Western Conference Finals. Wasn't even a contest. We're going to get into what went right for the Spurs. Did anything go wrong for the Spurs? Very little. And what was it? Was it really the Spurs flexing their muscle? Or was it the Thunder just kind of petering out? We're going to get into that. Standout stats, standout player, turning point. Rudy doesn't know which one I'm going to pick. We're going to have fun with that again. And your comments. Rudy's manning the comment section. Leave your comment. Rudy will highlight it and bring it up later in this show. Let's dive into it. Yeah. Your San Antonio Spurs tied up the series versus the Thunder in the West Finals, 103-82. You heard that right. The mighty Thunder were held to 82 points for the game. It was just a clinic. The Spurs came out of the gates on fire, and they kept the flames going for pretty much most of the game. Rudy, this was excellent Spurs basketball. It was
absolutely.
It was. Yes, it was. It really was. It was. The defense went up a notch. The offense was humming. The Spurs, were just taking the Thunder out of their element. Rudy, the first thing that stood out in my mind when I saw this beatdown, yes, it was a beatdown from your Spurs to the Thunder, was one, because it's coming off the Anime Con, the Riverwalk Anime Con, was it pretty much Yamcha curled up at the end? That was a Thunder getting obliterated. Right. And then two, just when you think Victor Wembanyama cannot go another level, he does. He set the tone, a career-high 20-plus points at half in a playoff game. To me, he is the biggest storyline, Rudy, why the Spurs got this win. 33 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He just set the tone.
I guess you're foreshadowing, right? Your standout player of the night, so we'll just wait on that just a little bit. Yeah, man, I mean, great bounce back game, a key moment here, and I'm glad that the guys on the announce table are listening to us, because again, we mentioned so many times the Spurs have not lost more than 2 games in a row all season, and guess what? They still haven't lost more than 2 games all season. From the tip all the way to the end of the game, it just was Spurs defense, and when you hold OKC to 38 half-time points, you are doing something right, man. And not only that, you were able to get Victor. You saw him, going right to the rim. You saw a little bit of lobs, a little bit of alley-oops. He was playing around the basket. Everybody was attacking the rim. Nobody was worried about foul calls other than that phantom call with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Mr. London Bridges, falling down again when Fox didn't even touch him. Not even anybody in the arena could tell you that there was no foul there. But from start to finish, Jeff, it was Spurs basketball, both on the offensive side and the defensive side. Especially on the defensive side of things, man. It shows when they are in sync, when they are playing hard-nosed defense, not worrying about the whistle from the officials, they can get it done. They did put OKC in the spinner tonight, man. I mean, let's be real. I think Shai probably had, had maybe 9 at halftime, 10 at halftime. It wasn't much. Finished the game with, I think, 18 or 19 points. A very uncharacteristic game for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Mark Diagonal threw in the towel pretty much fourth quarter. So, I mean, you can be hyped for this win. No doubt about it. You can be hyped
For
But we
sure.
still got to pump the brakes a little bit. Still got
Yeah.
to pump the brakes because there's some things that OKC did that are not characteristically, something they've done all year.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you my 3 key takeaways from this game in just a few seconds here. But one thing I think it was obvious, and I get your thoughts on this: the Spurs did not double team SGA.
Yeah,
They
good game
pretty
plan.
much single coverage for the whole entire game. I thought that was key because the other role players around SGA didn't get clean shots at all. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. So a different game plan. You saw him double teaming SGA in the past couple of games. He seemed to cook him just by off the assists, and that's something that they were able to control today. They were leaving guys wide open. Coach Mitch Johnson did mention to his team and actually to the media that was covering the game that they were just not closing out on their players, and you saw the results of that. Game 2 and 3, you saw guys like Jalen Williams, you saw guys like Alex Caruso, Jared McCain. They were hitting open 3-point opportunities. Plus, the
Sure.
second chance points were helping OKC as well. Today, it was one-on-one matchups. He told his team basically, you know what? If SGA is your assignment, you're going to stick to him like glue. And that's exactly what the Spurs did tonight. Anywhere from Dylan Harper to De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, they just stuck to him. And that was a very, very key point because now you're looking at Mark Dagnall and his staff. Okay, if they're playing us one-on-one, you're probably going to see a whole lot more high screens from Hardenstein, also from Chet Holmgren. You're going to try to free up SGA more. It's going to be critical to see what they do in Game 5, San Antonio-wise, because, again, OKC's got a lot of smart players, man. They got a very smart coaching staff. There are going to be adjustments, but no, I'm glad they didn't double team him. They tried something different. What worked against Anthony Edwards isn't going to work against SGA.
Hey, your predictions could be coming true. You did predict the Spurs in 6.
6.
So it's right there. It's on pace because this is going to be a 6-game series now at minimum. Now that the series is tied. Yeah, what again stands out to me is that defense. You mentioned the 38 points at halftime. That was the Thunder's lowest halftime output again. The Spurs just know how to shut this team down. They have everything they have. You said this before. This team is built the Thunder. I mean, the Spurs are built for the Thunder. It's like they almost match up nearly pound for pound. Excuse me, everybody. This was just a testament to the adjustments. And the biggest adjustment, as we mentioned already, was not double teaming SGA. I thought that was huge.
Yeah.
The other thing, too, was just, yes, Wemby dominated, and he was the man pretty much for the entire game for the Spurs. And I like that because you needed to see if he was going to answer the call. He was already getting called out in the national media, like, where were you? You weren't there for your team. He said it himself, too, after the last loss in Game 3, saying, I wasn't there for my team, and I wasn't making my team better. I wasn't doing this. So he took responsibility to that. And I had no doubt that he was going to respond in a gigantic way. And boy, did he. All right, let me give you my key takeaways from the big win for your Spurs in Game 4. We already mentioned that Wemby goes off. I've been hammering this over and over again. We need him to go nuclear, and he did. And I think that is huge because the Thunder, literally nobody, but in this case, the Thunder do not have an answer for him. If I'm a Thunder fan, I'm disappointed in Chet. How are you not answering the call versus the guy that they say is your rival, is your number one competitor? Did not answer the call at all. Again, Wemby, 33 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists in 31 minutes. He was a whopping plus 29 on the night for your San Antonio Spurs. Hit a key, deep, nearly half-court 3-shot to end the first half. 22 points at half, 11 more points in the second half. He was just a beast. 3 offensive rebounds, 2 steals, 3 blocks, and 6 fast break points. So he was just a beast on the night. Number 2, defense. We hit it on the head. Spurs brought that defense. We noted the lowest halftime output by the Thunder, by your Spurs. Again, holding them to 38 points. The Thunder were just, they couldn't even generate shots, Rudy, at all. They were just clanking left and right. For the game, everybody, mind you, for the game, the Thunder shot 33%, 30 of 91. Not to say the Spurs weren't any better, 39%, but hey, this is a high-powered offense, the Thunder, and they held them to that type of shooting. And number 3, I think this is probably huge as well, minimal turnovers. We didn't see the Spurs cough the ball up at all. 13 turnovers on the night, while the Thunder had 20. So in back-to-back games, Rudy, even though the last game was a loss, but still it's trending the right direction. Under 20, game 3 loss, they had 11. And then in game 4 win, they had 13. I'll leave this up for a little longer. Rudy, your reaction.
Yeah, so let me react to you. Obviously, I always react to yours first here. And one with Wemby going off. Yeah, similar to game 1, just, total dominance by Victor Wembanyama. What is the difference from game 1, 2, 3, and then tonight, game 4? Paint production. I mean, he just got to the basket. He rolled to the basket. Teammates were getting to the rim, getting him easy lobs. He was able to play more inside the 3-point range. I think he only had, he shot like 7 of them tonight. Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
3 of 7 tonight from beyond the arc. But I mean, then you're looking at it, 15 shots were inside the arc. And that's where Wemby has his bread and butter, man. You're 7'4". You've got to dominate the paint. As Tim Gonzalez, one of our listeners, mentioned, Reggie Miller did say that. You have to definitely dominate inside the paint if you're 7'4". Chet Holmgren, we've already said, run scared. Isaiah Hartenstein can get into foul trouble if Wemby does play under the basket. Make the officials make the call. Sure. Wemby did go off. So again, what worked in game 1 also worked in game 4. Defense, man. This is the best defensive, game that the Spurs have played in this series. This is similar to the defense they played against Minnesota in the last series, in Portland, previous series to that. But this is also the same type of defense we've seen from the San Antonio Spurs against the Thunder in the regular season as well. They made it very difficult for all these players to get shots off. It's different when McCain is getting open looks. It's different when Caruso is getting open looks and getting to the basket. They made sure to close out all entry pass to that rim tonight by any OKC player. Turned them into a jump shooting team again, but they were more contested jump shots tonight. So defense was a huge factor for San Antonio. The minimal turnovers, Jeff, you're right. It's trending in the right direction. And that is absolutely bona fide, 100% awesome by the Spurs. Because in the playoffs itself, if you're going to turn over the ball, you're going to lose a game and you're going to lose a series. So keeping the turnovers low at 13 and still getting OKC to turn the ball over 20 times tonight. And OKC conceded 25 points off of those turnovers. That is a 100% butt whipping by the San Antonio Spurs. I like those keys. A few keys for me, and I'm just going to say that bench production. Yes. I mean, you may not say that it was like, oh, they had a really good, they didn't score a whole lot bench wise. I mean, I think they only had 16, 25, 33 points, I believe, on the night from the bench, but it's those minutes, like we said, getting 21 minutes out of Harper, getting 18 out of Keldon.
Sure.
You were able to get good minutes and keep your starters' minutes relatively low. 31 minutes was for Victor.
Yep.
Devin played 33. So again, when the Spurs are able to keep their starter minutes low, they look revitalized, they look rejuvenated. And the bench was very big tonight, very key. That's probably my biggest takeaway. Other takeaway was the closeout, man. I mean, their closeouts on defense. You've got OKC, and I'm gonna kind of rain on the parade. I know you're honking out there in San Antonio, but let me rain on this parade a little bit. OKC was 6 for 33 from beyond the arc tonight. That's very uncharacteristic of OKC. For granted, and keep in mind, the San Antonio Spurs did a lot better closing out beyond the arc on OKC tonight, but it's very rare that we're going to continue to see OKC, even contested, miss that many three-point opportunities. So lo and behold, game 4, they were able to miss them. Spurs did a great job on defense. Those are my takeaways from the game tonight.
It's almost as if the script was flipped. And what I mean by that is this.
We can't say it's scripted. That's bad, Jeff. Come on. That's bad. It's bad.
Can't say it. Even though I don't know if you caught this. Did y'all see that viral snapshot?
It was 2-2.
They had a 2-2 already, and the game hadn't even started already.
Yeah.
And add the fact, too, wasn't there like a leaked video of a Cavs-Knicks finals, but the Cavs-Pistons final, the series was still going on?
Yeah.
Interesting, Rudy. I know you love a good conspiracy theory when it comes to sports. You love them. But the script was flipped. And what I mean by that is this. How many times have we said this? Points off turnover, Thunder this, Thunder that. The Spurs won this points off turnover battle, 27-13. a second chance points. Thunder second chance points. Thunder this and second chance this. OKC. It was the Spurs narrowly getting that edge, 17-14 in that department. So, and then the bench production. The Spurs were a better bench producing team than the Thunder were. McCain didn't go off. Wallace didn't go off. The other Williams didn't go off. So there's that. You know, another thing interesting too, speaking of bench, although Harrison Barnes didn't have open your eyes, mouth drop kind of stat sheet. I mean, he only finished with 5 points. We got 5 points, 3 rebounds, no assists, 16 minutes. Mitch Johnson, after the game, praised him. He said the team needed every single minute of Barnes out there because of what he can do that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. I want to get your thoughts on that. Do you think even though Barnes doesn't wow you, he's still making an impact out there?
You know, Jeff, you're I'm gonna have to pick another standout player of the game. Appreciate this right now. Harrison Barnes. He was one of them. No, I mean, looking at Harrison Barnes tonight, the 16 minutes, those are 16 huge minutes by Harrison Barnes. We mentioned in the last couple of games that we've done the live show for how you need to see more Harrison Barnes. You need to see more of these bench guys out there, not for 4 minutes, not for 5 minutes. They've got to play some double-digit minutes. Harrison Barnes may not knock down 3 after 3. He may not be shooting the ball very well, but it's the little things. It's getting his hand, you know, on a couple of balls when they get to the basket. It's just making it tough, staying in front of some of his defenders. I mean, it was playing defense, staying in front of his man. I mean, he does a lot of little things, and there's a reason he has a ring for it too. He's a champion. He knows how to win. He's the true veteran that you need on this team, and he's the perfect guy to put in there when you need to spell a guy like, you know, Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle. He's going to give you some quality minutes. They're not going to be wasted minutes at all. Harrison Barnes, man, I mean, a guy that you hopefully are going to see in game 5 get the same 15, 16, 17 minutes, because he may not score, you know, every game, Jeff, but he is capable of hitting 1 or 2 shots in the key moments where they really need it. Maybe Spurs are down by 3. He can knock down that 3 to tie the game and momentum shifts. So Harrison Barnes is a guy that's got to get more minutes from here on.
Yeah. He was a plus 13 on the night in 16 minutes. So definitely made an impact too. 2 offensive rebounds. Again, very positive. That's why his plus minus is up. 1 steal, 1 turnover. You know, 5 points as mentioned, 3 rebounds. A true shooting percentage, 38%. Overall, he just was impactful, even though he didn't have eye-popping numbers here. You know, I look at this win, and I got to ask you, Rudy, before we hit the first break here.
Sure.
Was this more Spurs, or was it the Thunder just having one of them games? One of those games that every team has in a series. What do you think?
That's a great question. I had to pull my wife down off of her being on the roof screaming and everything for the Spurs win. And I told her, you know, the Spurs came out, they wanted it the most. And I'd say it was a little bit of both, Jeff.
Okay.
The Spurs came out, they played great defense. They had a game plan. They stuck to the game plan. But again, like I mentioned earlier, shooting 6 for 33 from OKC. It's not a typical shooting night from Oklahoma City. You don't complain. You don't worry about, you know, why you got the win. You just take the W. But I think it was one of those games where, similar to what we saw in game 2 from San Antonio, you went into game 1, you got a victory. OKC wanted to come to San Antonio. They needed to get at least 1 game to get the home court advantage back. Could they have made a run in the 4th? I think so. I mean, OKC is very capable of tearing down a 20-point lead in a matter of, 6-7 minutes. But, you know, Diagonal basically sat SGA the entire 4th quarter. So could it have been that they conceded in the 4th? Probably so. But again, they had a very bad shooting night. You know, it was just one of those OKC games that you don't get very often. Again, you don't apologize for winning. I think it's a little bit of both. Spurs came out with a different game plan. It seemed to work. It really did work, not doubling SGA. And then Diagonal at the end of the game just said, you know what? We're just going to concede. Don't worry about it. We'll get ready for game 5. Why? Yeah. Because they've got to figure out this defense that the Spurs are playing tonight.
That, and technically they regained home court advantage. They got it back.
That's all they needed, 1 game. They
definitely got it. And you got to wonder, man, is J-Dub, man, is he damaged goods for this team? And he's just not reliable anymore for OKC.
No, I mean, definitely not, man. He's got a hamstring injury. So with him being out, So the thing with hamstring injuries is this, Jeff. You can't toy with that. You saw him come back after that injury, played 2 games. I mean, he went out game 2, and it was just like, oh, okay, you may want to shut him down for the rest of the playoffs if possible. You don't want to rush it back because that could be a lingering injury for years and years to come, that hamstring injury. Definitely don't want to see him. He's not damaged goods. It's just I think he's more anxious to get out there.
Yeah.
And OKC was like, okay, let's see what you got. Probably re-aggravated it again. He's going to be day to day. So again, it's not as serious as it could have been, but no, he's not damaged goods at all, man. He can still be a really killer for the Spurs if he plays.
Yeah, then you gotta forget too, AJ Mitchell did not play for the Thunder too, so they're down 2 big key players there.
Yeah.
Again, not raining on the parade. The Spurs got the win convincingly. They won every single quarter of the game. But I still want to see this Spurs team really go. We've seen it already, go toe to toe with a fully powered up Thunder team. They beat them and then they lost one to them. So, actually, no, they the one they lost to was without J-Dub. That's right. So, gotta start scratching your head saying, okay, Spurs, can you keep this momentum up going into Game 5? Because the Game 5 is now going to be in OKC. So, I mean, for both teams, that's a must win. That's a must win for both teams, no matter what.
I mean, we'll call a spade a spade. Whoever wins Game 5 wins the series. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. Whoever wins Game 5 is going to win the series. But
all right. Oh, Rudy, you're getting me nervous now for Game 5, man. You're getting me. I got to sit up on my seat now. Calm down the butterflies. Game 5 is going to be huge.
Could we say that whoever wins Game 5 will win the series? In this case, I think it's 75% of all teams that win Game 5 win the series. But in this case, I mean, do you think it's more or less than that?
They could buck the trend. Go Spurs, go! Oh my God, is it Tuesday already, everybody? And that's the thing too, Rudy. This series is every other day. There's no rest.
Adam Silver, Derek Gervin always tells me he talks to Adam Silver from time to time, and I'm about to text Derek and tell him that he needs to call Adam Silver a punk because you're not supposed to do this, man. You can't be doing every other day, for these teams. These guys
for both teams, yeah.
These guys forget the playoffs. These guys play 82 games. The majority of them play the 82-game series. Some of them play 65, 70 games throughout the season. The playoffs should be spread a little bit. I'm not saying every 5 days or something.
Sure.
I'm saying, play one off, play another one, rest for 2 for travel, and then play another one, go back to back, basically 1 off 1, and then rest for 2 or whatever. I think it's comical that they're making these guys play this quick as if they need to get the season over really, really fast. And they're kind of rushing through it. It does not a very good look on the NBA right now.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take our first break. When we get back, it's time to put Rudy in the hot seat. What is the turning point for him? What are standout stats? Standout players? We're going to find out in just a few minutes and then get to your comments. I see them popping. They are popping up right now. Rudy's keeping an eye on them. So we're going to pick out some of the best. We'll go through all of them. How about that? We'll go through all of them and have some fun with you guys and your thoughts on the Spurs' big win in Game 4. Again, 103-82. Yeah, 82 points. That's all the Thunder mustered up thanks to that Spurs defense. More of this and more right here on the Spurs in Focus.
Secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grey Skull, I subscribe to Spurs in Focus."
Got Anakin Skywalker making an appearance here today.
Yeah,
without the helmet. No Vader helmet.
We're close to that Masters of the Universe movie, Jeff.
Don't remind me, man. I'm getting hyped. The only thing that made me a little bit worried was out of the blue, they started releasing like clips of the movie left and right. I'm like, that's not good. That's not good.
Why is it not good?
Because they're like, please come see it. Look at all the good stuff we have. Please, please, please.
All you got to do is read every single review. And I have yet to see one negative review, period.
Have you heard anything about Leto's performance on Skeletor?
Yes. I don't know if I should announce it now, but I have a trusted guy that watches and reviews a lot of movies. And he said that Leto's performance is way better than you would ever have expected.
Wow. All right. See, now I really got to see it now.
So,
Hurry
but
up,
I
June.
can't tell you that because you have so many high hopes for
High
everything that
standards. Yeah.
I mean, your standards are super high that if Leto pulls a Heath Ledger Joker performance, you're still going to find some way to to
Yeah.
say that it was bad.
All right. Hey, look, an impromptu Spurs in Focus nerd segment at the start of the second half here. We are back, everybody. This is a live edition of Spurs in Focus right here on YouTube, iTunes, Pocket Cast, Amazon Podcast, YouTube Music. Go subscribe right now. Substack, Spurs in Focus Substack, completely free. I don't charge a dime. Go there right now, Google it, hit subscribe, be part of the crew, and yeah, enjoy that content that is coming out left and right. Yeah. By the way, yeah, congratulations, Wemby, All NBA first team. So that was obvious. So he picked up that award. So
99 votes out of 100. Who the
I
hell
don't know
is
who
the one guy?
Yeah, one vote away from being a unanimous. Was it Joker and SGA got the unanimous picks?
Yeah,
Wemby didn't.
Yeah,
Wemby didn't.
crazy.
Yeah, way to go. Yeah, maybe we should put this one, Rudy.
Yeah, for the one guy that voted
Said,
no.
Yeah. I heard it was Tim Gonzalez that actually said no to Wemby in the voting. He had a vote there. All right, we're reacting to the Spurs big, and I mean big win, 103-82 in Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. Your Spurs tie things up. It was not even a contest. Your Spurs led for 46 minutes of the game. Thunder led for 1 minute and 35 seconds. That's it. It was a near wire-to-wire win. Nevertheless, all that matters is the Spurs are now tied and not facing a 3-1 deficit. That would have been brutal for this team. All right, so at the time of the show, where we put Rudy on the hot seat. Is he going to have to react to a turning point? Standout stats, standout players. He doesn't know. Round and round we go. Which we're going to stop on? Only I know, and here we go.
All right, standout stats. I got 2 of them. Obviously, I'm going to steal your thunder. I'm going to take the turnover battle. Keeping the turnovers low at 13 turnovers compared to Oklahoma City's 20 turnovers. Again, Oklahoma City conceded 25 points off of those turnovers. What you have to really look at, too, when it comes to the Spurs keeping the turnovers low was, again, the fact that you had 2 guys playing, Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox, 2 point guards. You kept the ball pretty much out of Stephon Castle's hands where he didn't have to be a playmaker for the entire team. That's the reason why these 2 guys are so important in Harper and Fox, because, again, true point guards on this team. You see the turnover again being low 2 games in a row. Again, when the Spurs lost the last one, they won tonight. There's less turnovers, and it's going to continue that way because, again, OKC, as great of a defensive team that they are, some of their guards are not as good when it comes to Harper and Fox. Yes, they can shoot the ball, but again, that's all that they really can do is shoot the ball beyond the arc. Jared McKean's only other one that can maybe attack the basket. So keeping the ball out of Stephon Castle's hand primarily and making him an off-the-ball type guard, chef's kiss for Mitch Johnson. The guys, thank God, De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper back. Turnovers are low. What's another one, Jeff? Again, I got 2. I'm going to hit on one of them. Fast break points. The Spurs have 18 to OKC 7. Seems like San Antonio's been dominating every single team on the fast break points. Why? They're getting back on defense. They're able to make rebounding very tough for other teams. They're trying to, they're getting a couple of guys back to stop the fast breaks from even happening. OKC likes to run. Because they can't run, it makes it difficult to get those transition threes. Points in the paint. Congratulations, Spurs. 50-36, 14 more points than OKC had. Why is that a main part here? Because you saw Victor Wembanyama take 15 shots inside the three-point arc. Majority of those were lobs, and he was right at the basket. They were attacking the basket. Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox getting into the paint, doing a couple of floaters, doing a couple of little fadeaway jump shots. Everything that the Spurs did tonight was game 1 all over again, with the exception of defense. Their defense was astronomical.
Sure.
They were on point. That's the reason why you saw a 21-point win. Hey, man, those are my 3. I'm hoping I left some for you, Jeff.
Oh, you did. You did. And I got one for you. Minus 18. Now, what was that about? Like, what's that number? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He was a minus 18 for the Thunder. This is your reigning, defending MVP, NBA MVP.
False MVP, Jeff. False.
The MVP. False MVP, as Rudy says. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists in 31 minutes. Just shot the foot of his own team there. Again, minus 18. He had 4 turnovers. Credit to the Spurs defense for making his life hell. From Castle to Fox to Carter Bryant to Vassell, these guys were hounding him, and they held him to a minus 18. So that was the standout stat for me. You kept in check the false MVP that Rudy says. By the way, did you see that moment where Mitch Johnson really got into Carter Bryant? I mean, grabbed him by the jersey.
Mhm.
Did you see that?
I'm glad he did it. I loved it. That's the way you need to be coached, man. For all you kids out there, if your coach is in your face like that, getting on your ass over stuff, not that he's mad, not that he's, trying to bring you down or anything. That's called motivation, man. You would love to have a coach like that. You would love to have a coach that cares enough about you, that expects you to be better than what you are. Kids, take that, look at it, watch it, hang it in the lavore. I don't care. Just know that if a coach does that to you, it's all love and they expect the best from you.
Exactly. And you see like Wemby and kind of go up to him afterwards, Carter Bryant, and be like, "You're all right. You're all right."
He looked like he wanted to cry.
I never seen Mitch get that animated before with a player. Like,
Wow.
he had the look of like, "What the bleep are you doing out there?" I just lit him up. And when he grabbed him by the jersey, I was like, "Oh my goodness, here we go." But credit Carter, he didn't.
Some media guys gonna make a big thing out of it.
Right. Well, credit Carter Bryant. He didn't even like react, like, "Oh, whatever, get the bleep off me" or something. He just took it and moved on.
Mhm.
So, but hey, another sign that he believes in him, Mitch Johnson, he put him back out there. He didn't sub him out. He said, "Go back out there." So, and look, I mean, Carter, I get it. You're trying to defend SGA. I know it's a tough task, but hey, as Rudy said, if Mitch does that to you, that's a good sign. All right, what is the next category? Round and round we go. Rudy does not know. Which one will it be?
Turning point. This is a difficult one for me, man.
Yeah, because what is the turning point? Yeah, it was all Spurs.
I don't know. We woke up this morning and they came
There
out.
you go. There's the turning point. They woke up. Spurs woke up.
I actually have a turning point that I'm going to get into here. De'Aaron Fox versus SGA. Phantom call that they had. Obviously, you look at the replay. Nobody saw a foul. The only one that saw a foul was Stevie Wonder in that situation. They called the foul on De'Aaron Fox. SGA was still able to land. He wasn't his landing spot. Yada 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 yada. That for me was a turning point because the Spurs could have easily done what they've done in past games, Jeff, and say, you know what? Okay, we're gonna play a little bit off of him. He's gonna get these calls. Yeah. No, they continued to make it hell on earth for SGA. That was my turning point because again, that could have been you know what? We're going to back off. We're going to do a little bit of this. He's going to get those calls. It's going to be one of those nights. No, they continue to pound the ball. They continue to make it tough for SGA, whether it was a call or not. And it set the tone for the rest of the game because you saw almost every player on OKC flopping, looking for a whistle. There were no whistles to be had. It seemed like the rest forgot their whistles in the locker room, especially after halftime. So again, when you play physical and you make the officials call it both ways, they will swallow that whistle and they won't make every single call. Spurs have done that tonight, and that was my turning point, was knowing that, hey, we got a foul call here. Cool. We're not backing down. We're going to continue to play defense. We're going to continue to get in your face. We're going to continue to make it tough. That's my turning point. As small as it is, that could have gone either way.
I'm going to go with the first quarter and that opening run. A 16-0 run, all but put away the Thunder early. So there's about 7 minutes and 49 seconds left in the first, right? Mm-hmm. So the Spurs go on a 16-0 run to about the 3.5 point of the first period. In that run, Wemby goes off 6 points, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Chet Holmgren had 2 turnovers, so he's hurting the team. Yeah. Jared McCain missed all 3 shots. Yeah, that hero from the last game, did not show up again. Spurs go on to make 5 of 7 field goal shots in that 16-0 run, 7 fast break points for the Thunder, 3 turnovers, and they go 0 for 6 in that span. It was total domination by the Spurs, out-rebounding them 6-2, 5 assists to nothing in that run. The Spurs at that point left no doubt that game was going to be in the pocket, and they set that message early. So that was my turning point. Early in the game, 16-0 run. Spurs had them on the heels, and they never let up.
I think you hit the
All right.
wrong graphic, man.
Wrong button. Here we go, everybody.
All right,
There you go,
standout
Rudy. There you go.
players, man.
Standout players.
Definitely, we talked about earlier. We talked about Harrison Barnes. We kind of hit on him already. I do have a couple more standout players. My biggest standout player for the evening is Devin Vassell, man. I mean,
absolutely.
He had 13 points, but again, remember early in the season, Jeff, when I told you Devin may not wow you. He may not go out there and score 20, and you look at the stat line, you look at the stat sheet, like, oh, he's got 11 points, but why does he feel like he had 30 tonight? It's because it's key shots and key moments.
Yep.
He's been doing that all season. And it's safe to say, Jeff, I mean, you have Victor probably as the best player in this series so far for San Antonio, but Devin could possibly make a case as the best player in this series for San Antonio against OKC. It just seems like every game he's had a really good game. Every game he's made a difference. His defense intensity has just gone up every single game. Devin Vassell, I mean, for a guy that was kind of teetering between, we probably should include him in every trade package that we're getting here. And do you know what? He's probably not a starter. He's probably going to have to come off the bench and accept it the way Keldon Johnson did, to now looking at him like, I don't think this team has a chance if Devin is not on the floor. Devin Vassell is definitely my top standout player of the game. After that, give me some Luke Cornett, man.
Ooh, good one.
Luke Cornett, 13 minutes, 6 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 6 points tonight. A really good block on Chet Holmgren under the basket. Why is Luke Cornett my other standout player of the game? Because those 13 minutes were, again, you're able to allow Victor to rest for that 13 minutes. Doesn't sound like a lot, but hey, it is a lot. It's a massive amount of time for Victor to rest that long. He only played 31 minutes tonight, which is, again, really good for him after playing almost 40 minutes in a lot of these games already. So Cornett getting it done, making a difference, not putting it on the stat sheet as having this massive game. But again, when Luke Cornett is going and he's making it tough for the big guys like Hardenstein, Williams, and Chet, it's a long night for the other team. Give me Cornett and Vassell as my standout players.
It's good picks. Good picks. Although the obvious one is Wemby, I'm not going to go with Wemby, although he definitely deserves it.
I left him for you. Really?
I'm going to go with this guy.
Dylan Harper.
Harper. Yeah, Dylan Harper. I do a plus freaking 25 on the night for the Spurs. Plus 25. Sure, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Good numbers, solid. 20 minutes of action there. But my goodness, just his ability just to break down that OKC defense. Gets to the line almost at will. Gets the free throw line 6 times in the game. Connects on, 2 or 3 shooting from the field inside the 3 line. And didn't really get in foul trouble, 2 fouls. But what I liked about it is just that he does so many things. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Thunder don't have an answer for Victor. I don't think they have an answer for Harper. He dances around them. Mm-hmm. He makes it look so easy when I was at court. He looks like he's just a big dude out there. They've thrown multiple defenders at him. Still can't slow him down. A plus 25 from a rookie in a conference finals game where the Spurs could be staring at a 3-1 deficit or a 2-2 tie, and he steps up. Give me Dylan Harper. Your thoughts?
Dylan Harper, again, a future superstar in this league and the best player in this NBA draft had he not been drafted by the Spurs. I mean, we're going to just call it like we see it. And the kid's grown, man. I mean, again, going from a Rutgers team that didn't even make the NCAA March Madness tournament to final, to come into San Antonio and making an impact right away. This shows you the type of player that he is. I mean, again, his dad, Ron, champion, obviously with the Bulls, multiple teams as well. And then he's got a brother that plays in Boston, the Boston Celtics. He's a basketball kid. He's a basketball guru. He's definitely going to be one of the top point guards in the league moving forward. If anybody can believe that, I mean, it's got to be Dylan Harper. And, The good thing about Dylan, Jeff, is that he is relentless getting to the basket.
is.
He doesn't settle. Like you see a lot of point guards, a lot of guards these days, they settle for the jump shot. They settle for the three. Not Dylan Harper, man. He's old school. Thank you, Ron Harper, for teaching your kids the correct way to play basketball. He's the old school. He gets to the basket. He draws the contact. He plays through contact. Dylan Harper is going to be super, super special. And could we, Derek mentioned on the show one day that he potentially could see a Kareem Magic type duo,
Ooh,
Harper and Wemby, if you can think about that. That's how he thinks of Dylan Harper, and I can't say I disagree with him on that.
that's a good comparison. All right, Rudy's off the hot seat. Time for you guys. The comments are leaving on Spurs and Focus Live. Rudy, what do we got cooking?
So we just had a question come in right now from Texas Rican. Again, he's a really big sponsor, a really big supporter of the shows that we do on Sports Answer, as well as Spurs in Focus. Question for both of y'all: had the Spurs had the first pick instead of the second, do they still draft Harper or Flag? I love that question, man.
That's all you, Rudy. That's all you.
So the obvious choice would have been Cooper Flag to play next to Victor Wembanyama. I remember we go back on videos with Jeff. I said if the Spurs didn't end up having number one, I would definitely take Dylan Harper over Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag, as great of a player as he is, I don't feel like he would have succeeded more alongside of Victor Wembanyama. The Spurs needed to get primed for a team like OKC because, I mean, let's be said, they're loaded with guards. So Dylan Harper makes a whole lot of sense. Not only that, you didn't have a backup point guard. You only had De'Aaron Fox, and you would have had to rely on Stephon Castle as your other point guard. Getting Dylan Harper in, playing behind Fox, and potentially starting right next to Fox and Castle as early as next season. You always go with the player that makes more sense and the best player available. My opinion, Dylan Harper was the correct choice, whether it was one or two.
There you go. There you have it. All right, next comment.
Does Harrison Barnes remind you of Terry Cummings back in the day, like leadership guy who doesn't play much? When his name called, but he brings a veteran leadership. What do you think about the Terry Cummings comparison?
Yeah,
to Harrison Barnes?
I think Terry Cummings played, man. He got minutes.
He did.
He produced, but he also brought leadership and everything. So I think if Terry Cummings right now would be getting minutes right now and producing. Not to say that Harrison Barnes can, but it's almost close to apples and oranges. Because TC, even towards the end of his career, he was still productive.
Yeah.
Because when he came to San Antonio, he was really like starting the back end of his career. Because when he was playing with the San Diego Clippers and the Milwaukee Bucks, I mean, he was a rookie of the year. Yeah, he was a beast.
People forget and they underestimate how good Terry Cummings was.
Yeah, TC was great.
Great
but
player.
no. I mean, I see they're trying to get at an aged veteran coming in, producing, other leadership. So that comparison, yeah, I see it. But no, TC, man, he went to war, man, every single night, and he produced for San Antonio. What's next?
We got a lot of comments, and I'm going to go this way. The Nuns deserve the credit for this win. I was saying that I'm not religious whatsoever, but yeah, man, the Nuns in the crowd. Are we going to fly them up to OKC, Jeff?
I bet you sure the Spurs will. I bet the Spurs will do that.
Caruso was out there doing cardio tonight. 0 points, no double team. Was huge. I mean, to stick with that from now on. Again, SJ not being double team. What worked against Edwards in the last series, it's not going to work against the OKC. Rudy doesn't know ball. Yeah, I definitely don't remember.
That's right. You don't know ball, Rudy. What are you even doing here?
Exactly. I don't know why you have me on this show. Silver Wolf Ventures always in here with us, man. Good evening, gentlemen. What a game. Spurs came out with the edge. And even though this wasn't a perfect game for the team, it was definitely a solid game with a hitting punch to OKC. Definitely. So no Tony Brothers calling the game tonight. Different outcome with foul calls, except for the phantom call that I mentioned. More with Silver Wolf. Can we say safely that the game plan from first three games was to double the S out of SGA, getting him tired, then switching man-on-man, work hard defensively?
Yep.
I think the double team was okay on OKC, but it's when you leave these guys, McCain, Caruso, open, even Jalen Williams. I mean, Jalen Williams airballed a 3-ball tonight after looking, like Steph Curry the last couple of games. He started to miss threes. Why? Because a lot of them were contested, man. A good amount were contested. So good job on the Spurs for doing that. John's back in here saying conspiracy. There's a conspiracy, Jeff? I don't think so.
I don't know. So the scripts have been leaked twice already.
John, both teams are just worn out. Spurs had a little bit more in the tank. Back in here, what did I tell you about Harrison Barnes, Rudy? What did he tell you about Harrison Barnes? that he needs to play. He's
Oh,
got to
okay,
play.
okay.
That's something that you and I have been saying a lot. Stephon Castle with 1 turnover is crazy.
Great. That should have been a standout stat right there.
I know. You know what? I'm going to steal it. My standout stat of the night, Jeff.
There you
is
go.
Stephon Castle with 1 turnover. Great the market zone. The Spurs won all 4
Yep.
quarters.
Yeah.
They sure did. It was definitely. And then the Carter Bryant comment again. Carter Bryant, he has to stop eating that pump fake. Mitch shoot him up and send him back out. Good learning experience for the kid.
Yeah, did he?
Let's remember that he's just 19 years old. Jeff, did it feel okay? I can kind of know because I've had, as a coach, I've chewed a couple of players' asses out before, and I've essentially hurt some of their confidence. But again, I'm coaching high schoolers, maybe a couple of future college kids or whatever. At that age, they're still learning. They're still trying to develop. Do you think this hurts, or do you think it plays a mind game with Carter Bryant because he could come in next game, could play relentless again, but still make the same mistakes?
Yeah.
How do you think this goes for him going into game 5?
Positive. I don't see him as a kid that's going to take it negatively. I think he's going to try his best to do better. But remember, he's still a kid. And Mitch, guess what? He's probably going to make more mistakes in the playoffs, even next season as a sophomore. At that time, he'd be 19, 20 years old. So it just comes with the territory. No perfect player exists, except for Rudy Campos. He's the only one that we know that's a perfect player. But outside of Rudy, you're going to make mistakes. No, I don't see this incident. I mean, it was a chewing the ass out. I mean, it was bad.
Have you seen worse from Pop? I've
seen. Yeah,
I can't remember.
I mean, I remember he used to get on Parker. That was notorious. Danny Green was another one. He used to chew out Danny Green so much.
But I'm talking about pulling the jersey, getting you closer. I've never seen Pop do that. There's a difference in intensity between Pop, where he's pointing at you and he's got his finger wagging at you and he's getting into your ass like that, or you're going to the bench and he leans over to you and he's going into you. But then you got Mitch, who was already leaning into him. He hadn't even been there yet, and he pulled him closer by that jersey. I've never seen Pop do that. That's what I'm getting.
I've seen Pop do that. Yeah, I seen Pop. I seen Pop tell Danny Green like what the bleep are you doing? Like just in his face. So.
Oh yeah,
but yeah.
We got Brunson at Brunson Dynasty in here, and I love this. I'm putting out because this is Go New York Go. They definitely want to see probably a Spurs Knicks.
Yeah, they don't want to see OKC. They're more worried about OKC.
Tim is saying Rudy that thought the turning point would have been the Nuns. We could have probably used that.
Yeah,
was a baller. Love how they came out and kept the energy the whole game. What's up, Jeff and Rudy?
That's shout out Mike Rehome. Known Mike for a long time. Yeah.
Mike followed me yesterday earlier. Appreciate that, Mike. Yeah. Shout out to Mike on that one, man. Standout player is Bronny James. John's always mentioning Bronny James on the show. Gotta love Bronny James, man.
Why is Bronny James coming up right now?
Because that's John's favorite player, man. He had no points, no assists, no rebounds, no nothing. Love how he played defense. Defense has been the key tonight. It's been kind of the topic that we've gotten on here. What else do we got? Does Heritage Bars no TC?
Yep.
Hats off to Fox for playing through the ankle injury. There was a moment where he had a layup. He came down and it didn't look good. I thought he would have been pulled at that time, Jeff. You think that ankle injury is going to be lingering this series? Because I think it's going to hurt him a lot.
Yeah, I think it will be. But he's saying he's going to go out there. The doctors are clearing it for the Spurs staff. So out there, they're gambling, and he feels confident. So we'll see how long it'll last.
Yeah, we've also got Spurs in theory again here. Keep doing your things, guys. Love the coverage.
Hey, by the way, I've been asking him, Mike Rehome on Spurs in Theory, to come on the show. Dare I say, I think he's ducking me.
Really?
I think he's ducking us, Rudy.
This is the best podcast period, whether it's Spurs coverage, whether it's just whatever. We have the best podcast network.
Rehome has told me, I haven't checked my messages in a day or two. I'm like, you're right.
Well, he followed me, so maybe should I message?
Just messing with you, Rehome. Just messing with you.
A couple comments, and this is a Draymond comment. So I mean, I'm only putting it up there because he came in here, but we need to get a guy that'll actually kick people, down below the waist. Yeah, Draymond. We need to stir things up. So,
dare I say we had him, and his name was Sohan.
We did, but Sohan, I mean, we can't do a whole show on Sohan. I don't want to do
Moving
nothing
on,
about
moving
Sohan.
on. Hey, we might see
Going
Zohan in the finals at this pace, so
probably. Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be cool to see Jeremy Sohan in the finals?
finals. That'd be crazy.
You think they would have fouled him pretty damn hard if he ever got into the game? Not like he plays anyway, but I mean, do you think they would foul the hell
No,
out
I
of
think
him?
he would do that to one of the Spurs.
He could cause a fight. I think he could cause a
I think
fight.
he'd cause a fight.
And yeah, apparently Rehome's not ducking you at all, Jeff. So he's just
All
letting
right.
you know that. And shot me out twin. Don't know who that is. Castle needs to work. Free throws. He missed some tonight. Those are all the comments that we got in here, man. So appreciate all the comments as usual. Getting close to almost 300 people on the live stream with us. So
It's good.
Tuesday night, should we let them know? Are we back on Tuesday night? I got a bowl Tuesday night.
So
I
we'll
should
say
be
50-50.
I should be done. I should be done by then. I'm bowling with my daughter that night.
Oh yeah. Well, then for sure. Yeah. Then I guess we'll do a live show after Game 5. Hopefully the Spurs
Game
will
5.
win. Big game, man. Big
Oh
game.
my
You know, since you're probably not gonna do a preview show with us, Rudy, I think you have somebody on deck. Your thoughts? How you see it coming out? Game 5.
Ooh. So game 5 again, shooting 6 for 33 from the field beyond the arc from OKC. That is something that you don't really see a whole lot from them. When they have a bad game, they tend to have a really bad game. I fully expect Oklahoma City to come out on fire in game 5.
Yeah.
I will say this. Let's hope that the Spurs don't get down double digits in the early part of the game. It's not Portland, so it's going to be tough for them to make a comeback. Give me OKC to start pretty hot on game 5 on Tuesday night. Spurs to kind of make a little bit of a comeback. I'm gonna reluctantly say Spurs get the victory in game 5. They kind of figured out a little bit of what to do on SGA tonight. I need to see what Diagno and the coaching staff is going to do to kind of work around that. But if they play him the exact same way, and again, if the officials allow the contacts to continue, there's no reason why San Antonio can't beat OKC, whether it's there or in San Antonio. So those are my two factors, Jeff. Right now, I'm picking the Spurs to win game 5 barely. But I think what it comes down to, it comes down to that 3-point, shooting by OKC. And they tend to shoot it a lot better at home than they do on the road.
Yeah. I get it. We'll have a full preview with myself, my comments, and our guests tomorrow on Spurs in Focus right here. So stay tuned for that. Rudy, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us here on this live episode of Spurs in Focus. We appreciate you. What's going on with the answer, buddy?
So Sports Answer, obviously you got the Friday Drive with myself and Derek Irvin. We got more content coming up. Working on a couple of things here. For those of you that don't know, we did a documentary on Derek Irvin. It's still on our YouTube page over on Box Score Studio. You can also get it on Answer Now TV. Catch it there as well. But we've got more documentaries actually coming out and some pretty good ones. I can't really say what it is right now. Once we get everything signed, sealed, delivered, I'll be able to announce stuff. But we've got a whole lot coming out from the Sports Answer. Football season right around the corner. So you're going to get NFL talk, college football talk. Of course, you got Spurs basketball talk. And maybe we'll have this guy, Jeff, back on the Sports Friday Drive here pretty soon. It'd be nice to get him in studio because Jeff just makes me and Derek look terrible with these muscles, these He-Man muscles.
Stop.
I want to be able to do my flex right there next to Jeff. But yeah, we got a whole lot going on over there.
By the way, the San Antonio Toros, they kick off their preseason on Monday. So today, if you're watching this episode, so Rudy, I think Rudy may go there. Hey, he has a media pass for that game. So
I'm trying.
He's going to try to go. So maybe you might hear some Toros talk on the answer soon. So
definitely,
yeah, for sure. So all that and more. But you want to follow Rudy right now on X at the Sports Answer. By the way, true fact is coming in right now. You scored 200 points back in high school.
I did. I told you. I got John in here went to high school with me, so he knows I scored 200 points back in high school. Funny thing is that no, it wasn't the first quarter. It was actually just me against, a ghost. out there. I was
That's
just
it. There you
shooting the
go.
basketball, so
Easy.
you can easily score. But I before you go, Jeff, I do appreciate what he's telling me out there. And again, he's been a really big supporter of us here at the shows and stuff. And you want to remember about Memorial Day tomorrow. Memorial Day,
Oh, yes.
really big for San Antonio, being that it's a military USA here. And you always got to remember, Joel, I appreciate you bringing that up. Jeff and I can talk Spurs, we can talk media, we can talk everything. Everybody can do what they want because of all the lives that were lost. So happy Memorial Day, everybody out there. Shout out to our military as well.
What Rudy said, and same thing. My sentiments exactly. Follow Rudy on X at the Sports Answer for everything you need to know outside, in Spurs and more. So if you want to look what's going beyond San Antonio Spurs, NFL, all that good stuff, you want to go to Rudy at the Sports Answer. And no, I guess sure, why not? I'll get. I see Tim Gonzalez is there. Is Jeff buying food at Don Pedro? Yes.
Oh my!
You get off the kids menu. That'll be the good happy middle.
You want to know a known
fact
fact about Don Pedro? I've never eaten there.
Back in the day, it was good. Today, it feels like it lost something. But
I've never eaten there, and we're gonna end the show on a crazy fact, Jeff. I've lived in San Antonio my whole life, born and raised here. Except the little time I lived in Ohio, I've never been to the Alamo.
Never been to the Alamo. Get out.
Never been, not even through a field trip. I've never been to the Alamo.
I was there maybe a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
Just
never been.
See the Alamo, and I was like, oh, and I get reminded how tiny it is. I'm like, oh, that's it.
I wonder how many people that are from San Antonio, live in San Antonio, have never been to the Alamo. I know I've
no. Let me tell you, when I was living in New York City, and I would go to Times Square. After a while, like the nostalgia wears off. And you're like, oh, yeah, it's Times Square. All right, moving on. Yeah, so I could get it. Like native New Yorkers, for them, is like, it's Times Square. Native San Antonians, it's the Alamo. So there it is. But there it is. But hey. Anyway, everybody, we thank you for making the Sports in Focus your first and only spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. This should be the first spot you go to every single day for Spurs coverage and more. Subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, Pocket Cast, Amazon Podcast, Spotify. Spurs in Focus Substack, completely free. Go sign up right now. Just hit subscribe and you're in. You're part of the crew. As Rudy mentioned, we'll be back for a live show after Game 5 in OKC, but we'll definitely have a show, in between previewing that Game 5. So stay tuned for that and so much more. So for Mr. Rudy Campos, who dropped 200 points in high school, I am Jeff Garcia, and now you're in focus with Spurs in Focus.